What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about how to study while you're in your clinicals. So I personally experienced this because I was studying for the boards. I think I took my boards a week and a half after I finished my last clinical. So I totally understand and empathize with the struggle of studying for your boards while you're in the middle of trying to learn how to be a clinician, because the boards is different than real life. So let's get into this. So I have a quick 4-step kind of explanation of how to master studying while you're in your clinicals. So the first step, and this is important for anybody trying to study for anything, is to get organized. That means set up your study schedule, write out when you're going to take your tests, pick what you're going to study each day or how long you're going to study for each day, whatever works best for you. Like, make your game plan, because if you don't have a game plan going into this and you're just like studying willy-nilly, kind of going all over the place, do not be surprised if you don't get the results that you anticipate. You did not practice well. Therefore, you will not play well on the exam. So got to make sure you're organized, have your study plan ready, and that you're organized, not just in your studying, but making sure you're organized of when do I need to send things to the state by? When do I need to register for the exam? When is the exam? Where is it? How do I get there? What time am I taking the exam at? Make sure you have all that stuff organized. Make sure you have your license stuff all sent in, that everything is good to go, because you do not want to be sitting there and realizing that this could have been a mistake that could have been prevented with just an hour of preparation. So making sure that we get organized first. So take us like Saturday or something like that and just knock all of it out on a day where you don't have your clinical or anything. Just take some time, set it aside, make your study plan, make your game plan, and then you're going to be all right. Number 2 is to get held accountable. So this is one of those things where if you're studying while you're in your clinicals, let your CI know. So then they can kind of go into, okay, how can I quiz them in like a boards kind of way? So then I can help prepare the student for their boards. Now, don't expect your CI to do this. It's just, they'll do it if they're nice to you. But now that somebody knows you're studying for it, they can kind of be like, hey, how's your studying going? Like, tell them you're about to take a practice test. Tell them how the practice test went. Like, be held accountable while you're at your clinical site. So this can be either your CI kind of is somebody who holds you accountable because they kind of know what you've been through, what you're doing. It's not like a parent or something, or like your sibling that isn't a PT or PTA and doesn't know what's going on. Just having somebody that's holding you accountable. And this is one of the big things that I like to preach to my students in my prep program. If you're interested in learning more about that, it's a coaching program to just help students in a holistic way to approach the board studying. But if you guys are interested in kind of what I do, I can track my students' progress. I can see what they're doing. I can kind of like keep an eye on them. I check in with them frequently just to make sure that they're doing well. Have somebody like that, whether that be me and you join my program, love to have you around, or you find somebody who's like it's in your class with you, a professor, somebody like that who can hold you accountable. Because if you're being put under a microscope, you're more likely to do what you're supposed to do. Because I know you'll get to the end of the day and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to study. Or you'll get to lunch break and you're like, I just want to eat. I don't want to look at anything. I don't want to listen to any podcast or anything like that to help me study. You're going to have to do something, and to have somebody else like watching over your shoulder, kind of seeing what you're doing, that kind of motivates you more to be like, okay, somebody, like, I'm reporting to somebody about this. It's not just me going in willy-nilly. Somebody's keeping an eye on me. Somebody's watching me like a hawk. I better do what I need to do. So that kind of also makes you feel like you're also not alone. So if it's a classmate that's also studying for the boards with you, you guys can kind of be in there together. You guys can go through the suck together and just really work it out. So that's super helpful when it comes to making sure you find somebody to hold you accountable to actually study. Because the biggest part is you're tired at the end of a day, especially if it's a 10-hour shift or something like that. You're just like, I want to sleep. Nope, we got to look at something. And that goes on to my next point. Look at something every day. So I like to view this as, I've heard it from my mentors and their mentors, that there's this thing called lay a brick every day. So you have a wall you need to build, and you need to somehow lay bricks and build this wall. Now, if you try to lay 5 rows of bricks all at once, you're going to get tired, you're going to get burnt out, you're not going to want to lay any more bricks. Got to break it up into manageable amounts. So I say, lay a brick every day. So whether that means that you're like, okay, I'm really struggling with learning about like a rotator cuff tears, and like, when are we supposed to progress? When are they allowed to do certain things? Let me look into that. Spend that day doing that. do something every single day, because when you're in clinicals, most of your time is spent being in the clinic, learning how to be a clinician, treating patients, all of that stuff. And you're going to get to the end of the day and you're not going to want to do anything. Do something every single day, even when you don't want to do something, even if it's just listening to a podcast, try to let something soak in, even if it's on your drive or something like that, listening to a video, listening to just listen to me all day and like listen to your stuff, just to make sure that you're doing something every single day. And that goes back to your study plan. If you have your study plan organized, then you have your bricks laid out for you of which brick to lay each day. So that also kind of helps with that. And then having an accountability person helps make sure that you're laying the bricks. So, kind of all goes in hand. So doing something every single day, even on the days where you really don't want to do something or don't want to look at stuff, try to at least get something in the noggin, because something is better than nothing. And when it comes to the boards, it's going to suck for like the 12 weeks or 8 weeks or however long your study plan is. God, I hope it's not a month. I worry about people who only study a month, but whatever it is, you're doing a sprint. It's only going to suck for a short period of time. Just do the work now, lay your bricks now. So then you're not getting to the boards, realizing that you've only laid like 3 rows of bricks and you're like, oh crap, I need to do more, and trying to do it all in one sitting, burning yourself out. Something every day, at least write down 3 things that you need to do that day that's going to progress you towards your goal of passing the boards, because the last thing you want is to have to wait 3 months to take it again. So not fun. But in this whole process, guys, here's the most important thing that I want you guys to remember. Number 4, taking care of yourself. So understanding that, yes, you do have to do something every day. Yes, you have to progress every day, but realizing, when are you seeing that maybe that you're burning out and that you're going up in flames? Now, getting organized and holding yourself accountable is going to help prevent you from burning out and going up in flames. But if you start noticing like something has happened, a family emergency, something terrible at work, just whatever is happening, making sure you take care of yourself, eating right, sleeping, everything. As long as you need to sleep, you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself, because if you're not taking care of yourself, don't expect yourself to perform. When we take the boards and when we're studying for the boards, this is like we're preparing for a big competition, like the Olympics or something like that. We are athletes in our mind when it comes to preparing for the boards. And if you're thinking of like, let's say we're thinking of somebody preparing to play in like the World Cup or something like that, if they're not taking care of their body, if they're not sleeping well, eating the right things, how well do you think they're going to do? They're not going to perform well on game day. So we need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves, practicing, making sure we're showing up for ourselves, showing up for practice kind of thing, making sure that we're sticking to our game plan, study plan, and everything, taking care of ourselves. So then when it does come to game day, that we're actually showing up for ourselves, sort of thing. So I hope that this was helpful in helping you guys think about how you guys want to approach studying for your boards and your clinicals. Honestly, studying in the clinicals I thought was a lot of fun, because then I could learn something about a patient, study it, and kind of just reinforce the information going back and forth. Like, for example, I shadowed a pelvic floor PT, and then right before that I had learned about all the different stress incontinences and anything in vaginismus and all that stuff. So it helped just reinforce the information. So use your clinicals to help you learn more, rather than feeling like you're showing up and burning yourself out. So guys, I hope this was helpful. And if you're realizing, man, I don't even know where to start with this, I need extra help, please fill out the contact link in the description below. We'll set up a free call, and then I can help strategize what we need to do next to help you with the best possible outcome on your boards. You guys got this. Stick to it. It's just a sprint. You'll get through the finish line, and you guys are going to be licensed PTAs here in the very near future. Take care, guys, and I will see you in the next one.